Hi everybody, it's Laura at Sheer Passion. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has been quite a while since I have done a video, and I want you to know that there have been some people that have come into my life and have hopped onto the computer and shared with me that they value that I'm speaking, and they asked me to continue these videos. So that really touched my heart because I love so much to talk to people, because I am one. And I have so much to say, and I won't take up a lot of time. I'm going to try to keep the video 10 minutes. And I told my stepson and my husband that I was going to be doing my videos, and I asked them what subject they would like to hear from me because they're so encouraging and they're so kind. They totally understand that I am wanting people to use my brain. It is a vast machine that I oftentimes don't get to use in the salon because some of the deep subjects that I love to talk about just aren't capable of being dug deeply into during a salon service. So with that being said, my stepson is my gift. He has been a gift since the day that I met him. And so often we don't know how to love children. And so often we don't know what to do when they are part of a broken home situation or a pop-up pregnancy where we're just not expecting it. Isn't it beautiful that my stepson says to me, "Laura, speak about how to teach children." He said, "You've changed my life, and I want you to tell other people, because even if only one other person watches this video, you can encourage that person." 8.5 years ago, when his dad and I met in the gym, I knew that Logan existed because Joshua had shared with me that he had a little boy. And because of that brokenness between him and his ex-wife, I want you to know that having a baby, having a biological baby, is not something that I've done personally as a woman, but I value people. And if you're sitting in my chair at the salon, you know that I am super chatty, completely an extrovert, and I am made uniquely, and my design is that I can pretty much talk to anyone anywhere, and I have the ability to be in silence and be fine, and be in large groups of people and be totally fine. My stepson has been a gift that bridges the gap between somebody who is structured like myself and someone who comes from chaos, where he goes into a completely, totally different type of home and then comes back. People will say to me, "Laura, you can't possibly know how to raise a child because you don't have biological children." It is sad to me that so many people bypass themselves, and you will notice that in my videos, often I talk about the I in the sentence, or self-worth. The seed of value that God has placed within us is not something that is to be debated. The seed of value is something that comes with us when we get to this planet. Yes, it can be challenged by others, and it so often is, because we do not ask for the gift of life that is given to us by our Creator. One of the things that is hard to see when we are a child is how our life is a gift. I believe in teaching children tasks, life tasks. How do you grow up a child? How do you teach a child to come into your life and to be a part of your life? How do you give something to that child if you don't have it? How do you capitalize on what they might have placed within them that is so uniquely different from you, if you can't even teach them how to thrive at the most simple level of human life, meaning shelter, food, water, and just really loving the temple that God has given them? In my home, everybody does everything. There is no specific job. Life in itself matters at all levels. And so because of that, one of the things that I value in my home is structure. Structure allows for tidiness. Structure allows for the doorbell to ring at any time and to never be embarrassed about someone coming into your home. One of the most beautiful things about being in counseling as a young girl is that I would talk to the counselor about how I was so very frustrated about my life. My body being out of control as a young woman was very upsetting to me. My weight did not indicate that the body that I had was God's gift to me. I could not fight against that food addiction on my own. And when I went back into that environment, there were people in that environment, my family, people who did not actually count themselves as totally valuable from God to the world as a gift to be able to see rational thought. You know, when I get up every day, I believe I can make a difference. And I really truly see that my husband and my stepson have seen that in me, that I do not have idle hands or feet. I am always going to work. I am always doing something to make a difference, first in my life by not being lazy and being useful, and second in the person's life that I go and I meet, or whoever I meet on the way. One of the great things that I have done is teach my stepson that no matter what problem his father and I go through, he has to understand that adults have problems. Oftentimes, we try to pretend that we can keep everything from our children. When exactly do we hand them their life? See, the reality is, I don't think a lot of adults are equipped to know themselves. I don't actually believe that if you come up into the crowd and you say, "Who are you? And how did you get here? And what do you believe in? And why do you live the way you do? And how do you do this?" Most people wouldn't be able to answer the question because they don't fully understand the foundation of who the self is in the home. So often moms and dads, even if in broken homes, men and women don't know who they are. Most people cannot tell you the purpose that their life has. Most people find that they're only here for other people to manipulate or utilize. See, the reality is that sentence can be said, "I am here to serve other people and be in community with others." Same type of sentence where we're involved in our community and we're getting up every day and we are making a difference in people's lives, but we're not taking the victim status. A gift is something that is given, and it's given with the intention to change for the better. So when we are given the gift of life and we arrive here on the planet, I am absolutely one that can tell you that if the environment is toxic, it is not going to be a blessing to that person. But see, my Creator God is so much bigger than that, and He does set people on the planet who have a completely different perspective. And I will tell you that if I had not lived in a very toxic environment, I would not be strong enough now to speak out. Some of the things that I want you to understand is that in all things, God can actually give Himself glory by revealing Himself to you through the Spirit. He can actually let you know in a relationship with God that your life, my life, without a biological child can make a difference in this world for other children. So often we forget that the I is most important, not in a vain way, in a sane way. No one can be bypassed for all lives to matter, which means that we really have the full accountability on our plate to take care of our body, our physical needs, our emotional needs, our spiritual needs, our sexual needs, our financial needs. This is our job as people. And when little people come to the planet, when babies are born and they grow up in our homes, they are not here to just listen to commandments. You know, when I tell my stepson to turn the light off, I actually teach him why we turn lights on and off. And I teach him at an age that is appropriate, that it is actually his job to try to remember to turn the light off, because we save on power and we save as a family. Nobody deserves to constantly, "You will obey and you will listen and you will do." The reality is little children and kids are so resilient and they're so smart. So often we don't teach the entire picture. We're only teaching a commandment, which then people are waiting for those next commandments. The brain doesn't grow when you give it a commandment. That's like slavery. You actually have to teach the child the whys and how you want them to thrive, and you need to ask them to get involved in being with the family. Do you know how much my stepson does over and above what I actually ask him to? Because he senses the next need or desire in the home or in the business. He is constantly looking ahead. Now that he's a 14-year-old boy and he has sensed that he can do so much, his brain is already starting to grow on what he hasn't done. See, the difference with children is they need to be taught how to love themselves. I would not be able to teach my stepson how to love himself if I didn't love myself. I am not in competition with my stepson's looks or what he is achieving in this world. I am right alongside of him with my own set of self-worth. and understanding in my brain, my body, and my faith. And therefore, I can give him what he needs because I am not in competition with his life or what he is about to achieve. It is because I am coming up underneath him and I am supporting him, pushing him up, that he is able to get so much further than he would on his own. Family is such a big subject, and it's so hard to dive into these subjects with just a short amount of time. But I hope that I have given you a little bit of insight into children are such a gift to us, and we need to be teaching them everything that they need to know to thrive here, because those people thriving also help our societies thrive. It is our job to get right with the self issues and the big subjects, and it is our job to start opening up and telling our children how we've worked through those, how we've actually worked through the issues, learned the lessons, and we need to teach that to our children. Our kids need conflict resolution to be able to grow up into human beings that we are beyond proud to share in our town, because those are the kind of people that keep our towns working in a healthy way. Thank you so much for tuning in. Once again, it's Sheer Passion, SheerPassion. Please share my videos. I appreciate this so much. I'm here to be an encouragement, and I am sure I'll be back soon. Thanks so much, guys.